We are a new non-profit. How do we secure grants? So this is a question that I've been asked a lot by non-profit which are in their first year, in their second year, and also those in their third year. And now this is because for the new non-profit, most of them don't know how to navigate the grant landscape. And so today I wanted to address this on this session. So welcome to Let Grant Experience. This is the Grant Edition, and today it's all about new non-profit and how they can secure grants so that they can implement their change-making project. So there are 5 ways that we recommend here at NK. So the first one is create your grant strategy. So before you even write a single word of any grant, make sure that you have your grant strategy in place. And now your grant strategy now, you will be using it as your blueprint to apply for grants so that you can know which grant to apply for, which one to let go of, and now that will now make your grant seeking easier than if you just go out and start applying for grant everywhere. So your grant strategy, this has 3 areas of clarity. So the first one is clarity on your mission, vision, and values. The second one is clarity on your nonprofit capacity. So you have to be able to know your current capacity of your nonprofit, like what is the amount of revenue, like what is the amount of grant that you can successfully use so that you can deliver your project. So you have to only apply for grants which are very close to that capacity, and now you can increase your capacity with time. And now the third area of capacity is clarity on your project. So clarity on your project is about what is the main area of your project that need funding, what is the main area of your project that needs support. So you have to be very specific on what areas. If this area is funded, it will be very easy for you to implement your project. So that is your grant strategy. So this is the blueprint that you have so that you can be applying for grant, and now you can use it now to create your grant calendar, which we'll talk about later. So the second way that your new nonprofit can secure grants is by only applying for grants that are aligned with your grant strategy. So after you have created your grant strategy, the next step is only apply for grants which are aligned with your grant strategy. So don't go applying for every grant opportunity that you see, but only apply for the grant opportunities that is aligned with your grant strategy. So this is it's aligned with your non-profit vision, mission, and values. It is in line with your non-profit capacity, and it will be very crucial for your project that when you receive that grant, when you win that grant, your project will be more than halfway through to being successfully implemented. So that is the second thing. The third thing to do as a new nonprofit is to partner with an established nonprofit as a sub-grantee. So, so this one is about you. This now is when now you start developing relationship with other nonprofits that are engaged either in the same thing that you are doing or those that are complementary to what you are doing. So by partnering with an established nonprofit, it gives you the credibility that you need as you approach other funders. Like if it is you writing the grant now, you will have that credibility behind you. If it is the established nonprofit writing the grant, one non-profit will be seen as this organization which is very resourceful. So it doesn't matter who applies for the grant, whether it's you or whether it is the established non-profit. But When you do it that way now, if it is as a non-profit applying, you kind of it shows your resourcefulness that you are able to engage this established non-profit and to seek grant with them. If it is you applying, it shows that you are resourceful in that you have the ability to bring the other non-profit in, and now it also adds up to your credibility that you know what you are doing and that you are committed to the project, that you have been resourceful enough to bring in other people so that to help you implement that project successfully. The first thing is creating your grant calendar. So I mentioned this when I was talking about the creating your grant strategy. So your grant calendar is now, let's say for example, for next year now 2026. So you want to create your grand calendar now so that in 2026 when it comes, you can know this month we are going for this and this grant. This month we don't have any grant. It's time for us to have the resources in place so that we can be ready for the next grant. And now it's also about making sure that you have all the documents in place when the time for applying for that grant comes. So when you have a grant calendar, it makes it very easy for even if you are a grant writer, it is very easy because you'll be telling them that this month we are going for this and this grant. So tell us everything you need. If it is document, if it is talking to someone in our organization, it makes it very easy for you to go about your grant writing because now when you have your grant calendar in place, you only need a grant writer to start writing those grants. And now because you have your current calendar in place now, for it is very easy to apply for grants and ensure that you are submitting very high quality grants, which are the ones which secure funding. So that is the fourth thing. The fifth thing is about your mindset now. Yeah, because now as much as writing the grant is very important, your mindset is even more important than that because now your mindset ends up showing up is how you implement your grant strategy, in how you apply for your grant, in how you approach other non-profit or other funders, and also in how you engage with the funders. So the biggest mindset shift that I would like to address right now is the mindset about grant rejection. So what happens when your grant is rejected? So you don't want to think of it as if the funder has rejected you as a non-profit or you as a person or the grant has rejected what you are doing. Instead of getting into that blaming mindset whereby you are looking at the funder as someone who doesn't want the best for you, you want to shift your mindset to being curious. So when that happens, you want to start asking questions. Now you can ask the funder like or your point of contact in the organization. So this can be the program officer or the contact that you have been given in that particular organization, in that particular organization of the funders. So I want to ask them like, what is the reason of our grant being rejected? And now when you ask this question now, it will reveal to you what was the main reason. So sometimes it is something to do with you as a non-profit, maybe there's something you didn't do well in your current proposal or something which was which had an issue or maybe some documents or missing or something like that, or the project was not aligned. On the other hand, it can be because of the funder now. So this can be something like running out of funds for that particular grant cycle. So you want to be curious so that you can know what the real problem is. And now, if it is something to do with you now, want to optimize on that information that you have been given, to use that feedback that you have been given so that you can optimize your grant strategy, so that you can build relationship with the funders. Now, by doing that now, the next time you apply, your chances of winning that grant will be very high, because now in our at NK Light, we have noticed that when we reapply for the rejected grants, they always end up getting a 75% of 75% chance of being funded. So when you look at rejection that way now as a learning opportunity, it ends up changing everything, because now you don't stop applying for grants, but now you find the best way of you going about the process of applying for grants. So if you're a new nonprofit, those are the five things that you can start with. So the first one is create your grant strategy. So this is will be your blueprint of how you will be applying for grant. The second one is only apply for grants which are aligned with your grant strategy. The third one is partner with an established nonprofit as a sub-grantee. The fourth one is create your grant calendar. And the fifth one is mindset shift. And now this is the mindset about grant rejection. So want to look want to shift your thinking of grant rejection from this is a bad thing that has happened to us to this is a learning opportunity of how we better go about our grant process so that we can secure this grant opportunity. So that's all for today, and I'll see you in the next session. And now, all the best in your grant seeking as a new nonprofit. Bye bye.